Did you know that the largest Zionist organization in America is Christian? And that one Zionist organization has more Christian members than there are American Jews alive, regardless of political affiliation. There are more than 30 million Christian Zionists in the United States alone. That is double the population of Jews worldwide. Again, regardless of political affiliation. Now, what is Christian Zionism? Christian Zionism is both a religious and political ideology that has no formal structure, but generally demands total support for the modern political state of Israel in order to gather all Jews in Israel, which will trigger the rapture and the second coming of Christ. To quote, among Christian Zionists, the belief is common that Jews will not be saved due simply to their status as God's chosen people. Conversion is considered necessary for Jews to become part of Christ's reign on earth. Palestinians and Jews are cannon fodder, collateral damage, merely pawns to move around into position in order to summon Jesus, dead or alive. To learn more about the basics of Christian Zionism, head over to our INSTA or on our website where you can find it in blog form. So you've just learned about Christian Zionism and you're thinking, don't some Jews, especially ones in the Israeli government, welcome the support of Christian Zionists with open arms? Yes. To quote, as a Jew, it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all, said Josh Reinstein, the Jerusalem-based president of the Israel Allies Foundation. I don't believe in Christianity. I don't believe the Messiah is coming for the second time. Let's just focus on what we agree on until the Messiah comes, and then we'll decide what happens, end quote. He says faith-based outreach to Christians is, quote, the most important weapon Israel has in its diplomatic arsenal, end quote. Now, when criticizing Messianics and philo-Semitic Christians, there's been a similar theme in our comments. Despite the fact that Christian Zionists could care less about Jews, some Jews want to keep them on our side by appeasing their genocidal ideology. Now, I want to make something very clear. Not believing in Christian ideology does not stop the anti-Semitism, violence, brutality, occupation, genocide, or material horrors of this ideology. Accepting these allies is a betrayal of our values and the fundamental truth that all life is precious. There is no excuse for genocide. Why is it so important to talk about Christian Zionism? You learned in our other video that the largest Zionist organization in America is Christian. America has 30 million Christian Zionists alone, not to mention huge populations in other countries like Brazil. To contrast, there are only 15 million Jews worldwide, regardless of political beliefs. Christian Zionists make up a huge percentage of the U.S. government. Their lobbying groups are $100 million projects. And because it is their religious belief to trigger the rapture and the second coming of Jesus, they are willing to do literally anything to make it happen. Palestinians and Jews are cannon fodder in their holy war. And if you're in America, you are too. Remember, they allocate your tax dollars. Please check out the infographic, blog post, or podcast for more information, as well as the citations you should dig into. Anti-Semitism is the ultimate tool of the Christian Zionist. If you're unsure about what a Christian Zionist is, pause this video and see our graphic, article, or podcast, then come back. Anti-Semitism in the diaspora is used as a means of forcing Jews out of their respective countries and into Israel to trigger the rapture. Making Jews unsafe while pushing Jews to leave aids their religious endeavors. Because the eventual genocide of Jews and Palestinians is predestined in their minds, our deaths and violence against us is completely acceptable, and in some cases, celebrated as a signal that the end times are coming soon. Christian Zionists do not care about Jews in the slightest. They can't even fake it when push comes to shove. For example, Mike Pence brought a fake Messianic rabbi to mourn the victims of the Tree of Life massacre. Messianics are not Jewish, and we have a post on that too. It cannot be overstated how anti-Semitic Christian Zionists are. Not only is the entire theology anti-Semitic, but Christian Zionists routinely engage in overt, undeniable anti-Semitism. From passing anti-Semitic legislation, promoting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and tropes like the dual loyalty trope, denying, minimizing, distorting, and exploiting the Holocaust in order to promote their rapture theology, like when John Hagee, the founder of Christians United for Israel, the largest Zionist organization in America, described Hitler as a hunter sent by God to get Jewish people to come back to the land of Israel. Christian Zionists unabashedly wield anti-Semitism as a tool to promote their agenda. You may think you're aiding Jews by supporting this ideology and allying with Christian Zionists, but you are not. Palestinians and Jews are cannon fodder in their holy war,
And as we've said time and time again, there is no excuse for genocide. None.